Hey, welcome to our special broadcast of the camping show. I'm CW Getz.
And I'm Jesse Meany.
It is Friday, March 11th, 2022, and today we're coming to you live from Canoecopia 2022. It is let's see, I think it's a breezy 23-degree day out here. We're not sure if that is outdoor temps or indoor temps. It is freezing in here.
It's brisk.
Yeah. I have all the doors open. People are still bringing things in and unloading, but the show will officially start until 3 o'clock, I believe, right? So, yeah, but it is a little chilly. We're going to, if you hear us shivering, that's what's going on. So this segment is being brought to you by Rutabaga Paddle Sports, providing time on the water. With our special guest today, Danny Mongno. Jesse, could you tell us a little about Danny, please?
I can. It's generally not best practice to find oneself by the career one does. However, with Danny Mongno, it's not hard to. Paddle sports has been his life for over 30 years. His first real job was at 16, and he never looked back. Since that time, he's experienced many amazing adventures and has met a lot of wonderful people, including his lovely wife. In Danny's words, to say paddle sports has contributed to an amazing life for me would be an immense understatement. He now lives in Lake Placid, New York with his wife and dog, while working for NRS. Danny continues to spend a great deal of his time playing in the water, or on the water, even when it's frozen.
Well, with that, welcome to the show, Danny.
Welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me. I'm so excited to be here. And yes, I will vouch for this. It's cold, but the energy level's rising. It's going to be a great day.
Yeah, it's cold as hell in here. But anyway, yes, I'm glad you're doing well today. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, yeah, super excited.
Yeah. So, Danny, what topics are you presenting for this year's Canoecopia?
So if you look at the presenter list, you can kind of break it up into adventure travel, where people are giving amazing seminars on places to go, places they've been, really inspiring folks to get out into the wild. I'm kind of on the educational track. So people are coming to my classes to learn about things like how to select a perfect paddle. There's a lot that goes into it. So I want to make sure that people leave the store feeling really good about what purchase they might make. And then I also do a class on the forward stroke, which seems kind of silly to take a whole class to teach one stroke. But I mean, 80% of the time we're going forward, right? So we want to kind of perfect that stroke.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, can you tell us a little bit about what people can look forward to, like taking away from the presentations, that you're going to be presenting?
Well, for my forward stroke one, what I'm really trying to do is give folks some skills to work on when they get home, and keeping things really simple. But as we get older, we can still enjoy this sport, but what we don't think about is the stretching aspect, right? So we've been eating cheese curds and drinking beer all day long, and then we've been just circling spring on the calendar. Spring shows up, and we're maybe a little overweight, we're a little older, and man, our body hurts. So having some exercises they can do while watching TV is really one of the things that I want to try to focus on.
Oh, wow. That's very cool.
Yeah. So what else made you decide to choose that topic for your presentation?
Well, so I've been an instructor since I was 18 years old. So, that's kind of the way that I want to help interact with this community. So, there's a lot of different things I could talk about, but if I can give people just a little bit more efficiency, that means they're going to enjoy their time on the water more. And that means a lot to me. So I just kind of, in the little bio you read about me, I feel like this sport, this community has given me so much. If I can give a little bit back, it means a lot to me.
Yeah, that's very cool. How many years, Danny, have you been a speaker at Canoecopia?
Gosh, it's crazy. But if you don't count 2020, so to give folks an idea, unfortunately, 2020 Canoecopia was right at the height of, oh my goodness, there's really this pandemic. And we set up the entire NRS booth. We have one of the largest booths to show. And I had ordered 500 NRS logoed hangers. And we used every one of them and then took it all down the same day. So it's a sore topic for me. So if we don't consider that one, I've been coming here for 18 years. It's amazing. Wow. Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
That is. That's amazing.
I didn't think you were that old.
I try to stay young in spirit.
You do well. You do very well.
Yeah. From your perspective, what changes have you noticed from previous years with regard to being a presenter at Canoecopia?
The one thing that I'm excited to see is we are getting more youth involved. So the primary participant here at Canoecopia is a more mature canoeist or a sea kayaker. And, if we don't get some youth in, we just kind of age out as a sport. So what I really get excited about, and I've been seeing more recently, is as I get in front of my class, I look around and I see folks in their 20s or, I love seeing parents bring their kids to these classes. So, hopefully we can keep this thing going forward for a long time.
Yeah, that's amazing, especially with the kind of battling against technology there. Getting kids and younger people out and about is sometimes a challenge.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Danny, how many attendees do speakers tend normally get in their presentations?
So because both of my presentations are fairly interactive, they put me in a big, wide open, what they call the atrium area.
Okay.
And we can put up to 180 people in that space. And I'm really honored to say that oftentimes we'll fill up. And then some of the smaller speaker rooms, with people who need AV help and they have slideshow presentations, they can fit about 50 people in those. And it's really crazy to see people waiting in line to get first chair.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That is very cool. Very cool.
That's amazing.
And you're planning on being here again next year, I'm thinking, right?
Yeah, of course. I mean, this is the unofficial kickoff to the year. Like, everybody wants to know how Canoecopia was. And, although we're really kind of talking about the speaker side of things, this is really important for our industry as well. Like, we want to see what trends, what are people leaning towards, what kind of spending are they doing? We really look at the high-end composite boats, and it gives us an idea of where the industry is going to go for the year. So this is a huge show, and I'll be back as long as they have me.
Oh, very cool.
Awesome.
Glad to hear that.
So what other events are you planning to do this year?
Well, so let's not tell my boss about this, right?
We know nothing.
But I am on the road to 100 days on my snowboard. I've never gotten to 100, and I'm really, really close. So I want to make sure that I get the rest of my snowboard season in. I'm really excited about that. And then from there, basically in the role that I have in product development, I want to get out in the field and see what people like, what people don't like, watch people interact with the product, how it's fitting. So I'll get out to some bigger retailers. I'll do some more coaching. I'll be at the Door County Sea Kayak Symposium, which is Rutabaga's event. I actually run my own symposium in the Adirondacks. So I really enjoy the teaching aspect of it. And, as we talked about earlier when I was first introduced, like, it's crazy to still define myself as a paddler this many years in. Like, it's what I like to do. And so, yeah, my adventures are pretty much paddling based.
Oh, that's very cool. Very cool. Well, let me ask you this. What kind of fun, interesting things do you have planned in the upcoming weeks here leading into spring? Just, Danny's personal stuff.
Well, like I said, the snowboarding one's a big one. My wife just recently retired from the USOPC. She just got back from Beijing, the Olympics. And so I'm going to get to spend a lot more time with her. So I'm really, really looking forward to that. And then, so, as a whitewater boater, spring is really exciting because all of that snow I've been riding all winter melts, and we get spring runoff. So it's cold, not as cold as this here today, but it's pretty cold. So you're definitely dry suit weather, and get out there and do some whitewater kayaking, whitewater stand-up paddling. So that's kind of what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Awesome. So where can our audience go to follow you and purchase your latest works?
So nrs.com is our company website. I don't have my own personal website.
Okay.
And nothing to purchase from me, but plenty of stuff to purchase from NRS. We're celebrating our 50th year this year.
Wow.
And not only are we celebrating 50, but this is the first year that we will be building dryware with Gore-Tex. So that will be really the focus of this show for us. So, nothing to buy from me, but plenty to buy from NRS.
Yeah. Hey, I asked you this earlier, and because I used to know this and I forgot. Tell us, remind our audience what NRS stands for.
Yeah, so our founder, Bill Parks, was working at the University of Idaho. So he named the company after where he lives. So it's Northwest River Supplies is what NRS stands for.
Interesting. Very
Nice.
cool. Very cool. Danny, is there anything that you would like to share with us before we let you go back to work?
Oh, man, I tell you. So if we can kind of just shoot from the hip here, it's so serious, all this talk about paddling.
Let's talk about beer. You want to talk about
Well, it's funny, CW. That's exactly where I was going, To say 18 years, I think back to, me as a younger man, and man, some of the debauchery at this show, it was just incredible. Some of the best memories I've ever had in my life were at this show. And, my wife has been able to come here and present, and, there's people here. The guy who performed my wedding is working with me. One of the ushers at my wedding is here. Again, I just can't continue to say how amazing this lifestyle and this industry has been to me. And I just have so many great memories of both Madison and Canoecopia and Rutabaga. I mean, Rutabaga gives me this opportunity, so I can't thank Darren and his staff enough.
Yeah, this is an amazing show. I mean, and I can't imagine, having to be in charge of putting this whole thing together. I'm not sure you'd find me sober.
Yeah, it's the biggest canoe and kayak show in the world.
Yeah,
right here in Madison, Wisconsin. I think, I certainly take a lot of pride in that, and others have tried to copy it. We've went to one in Manchester, England once, and they literally copied the format and just couldn't keep it going. It's very, very hard to sustain. So again, a huge shout out to the Rutabaga staff.
Absolutely,
yeah, that's amazing.
You're here. Well, we'd like to thank you. Both of us would like to thank you, Danny, here for being our guest on the camping show today.
Yes,
Definitely
thank you.
Yeah, pleasure having you here with us.
Well, thank you so much. It's an honor that you asked. I gotta be honest. And it's always fun chatting with you, and I hope we can do it again sometime.
Likewise. Thank you much. Very much.
Awesome. We'd also like to thank our sponsors, Rutabaga Paddle Sports, for bringing you this special broadcast.
Be sure to tune in for our next broadcast at 4:00 p.m. with our special guests, Jerry Vandiver and Caitlin Evanson.
Until then, thank you for tuning in to our special broadcast at Canoecopia 2022.
This is CW Getz
and Jesse Meany
reminding you,
learn more,
do more. See you at 4:00.
Bye.